Hello everyone, welcome to another video, another live stream. Today we're going to be talking about my RIP tour experience at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights 2023. I got to do it the very first night that the event opened. It was September the 7th. I did it with a good buddy of mine, TommyToon. Definitely check out his channel. He has a lot of amazing content from the event. We went 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I have to tell you, it was absolutely amazing. Stay tuned, and we'll get right. So, welcome, theme park conductor fans. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I'm sorry that I haven't done it in a little bit. Work's been it's been a little crazy, not to lie. But I'm glad you're here to join me on this Wednesday night to discuss Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. I'm hoping to do a Twitter space, which I still call it Twitter, but it's X, whatever you want to call it, but I call it Twitter still. We're going to do a Twitter space coming up. And basically, if you don't know what Twitter spaces are, they are basically kind of like a podcast type live show where I'm going to be talking to other YouTubers that I might have on Twitter Spaces, and we're going to really try to break down what we've seen so far at Universal Studios Hollywood in regards to Halloween Horror Nights. I think the first weekend for me personally was one of the best for the event. I know in the last week or so, they've had some issues with overcrowding. They had to evacuate the lower lot because it just got too crazy and too ridiculous. So I definitely want to talk about that at some point. But the main source of this video was for anybody that is skeptical about doing the RIP tour, because the RIP tour is basically the VIP tour, but it's at Halloween Horror Nights. And I want to break down every single thing that you get from the RIP tour. So when you pay for the ticket, it kind of varies on the day that the event is going on. So let me, as I'm talking about this, I'm actually going to go on Universal's website right now, and we're going to look at the available dates coming up and the prices and whatnot. And I'm going to try to explain what I'm trying to get into here. So let me do that. But I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday night. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Hopefully a good couple days on the work week, because you know how crazy Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays can get. For me, I work at Costco, so believe me, every day is a challenge. But I hope everyone's doing well. We're going to click on this right here. Let's see. Oh, my bad. Give me 1 second here. Number of guests. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here so you can see what I'm getting into here. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I messed up. Give me 1 second. My computer is being weird to me. Let's see. I don't know why it's doing that. It's being weird on me. So if I can't get it, yeah, it's being weird to me. So I'll just kind of talk to you guys and let you know, and I'll see if I could try to fix it. So let's go. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is interesting. That's weird. It's not letting me go into October. That's weird. Okay, forget forget that for a minute. Basically, they have three dates. It's September the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. The 28th is a Thursday, which is tomorrow, and the RIP ticket is going for $469. So Friday it jumps up $20 and it goes up to $489. Then on Saturday, which is it jumps up even higher because Universal thinks that it's going to get that much more crazier during on a Saturday because everyone's off. Everyone's enjoying themselves, so it actually jumps to 40 or actually 509. But I do want to really say something about that. Yes, the price is high, but if you're coming out of state, even if you're not, let's say you live in California, but let's say you're not, you're coming from, I don't know, up north, or you're coming from the Midwest, back east, whatever, and you want to experience everything. You want to have the full blown experience. I highly recommend the RIP tour. The reason being, first of all, right off the bat, you get valet parking, which is comped when you go inside the gates after you go through security, and you go to this kind of like red looking door with a red canopy that says VIP on it. They validate your ticket for the valet parking. So, because normally valet parking can go anywhere from $30 all the way to $70. It really honestly depends on the day. But that's already comped right then and there. Then, as soon as they check your email, because one of the first things they'll mention to you, do you have your confirmation email? Stating basically it's showing your ticket, that you bought the ticket. Then if you have the Universal Studios Hollywood app, then they're going to say, okay, can we actually see your ticket? Once they do that, they'll take you inside into this into this low area where there's a desk of probably about 4 or 5 people, and they're going to check your ticket. Then they're going to check the reserve time that you made for the RIP, and then they're going to give you an exclusive badge. And the badge this year looks like this. So it looks like this. It's really cool. You get to keep it. And then on the back, see that barcode at the bottom right there? That barcode, you can use this barcode for all the houses, all the rides, as many times as you want. The one thing they've changed from this year compared to the last couple years was they did not they have an RIP line, and the RIP line is after all the tours are gone for the night, they actually wind up being completely empty. So this year they decided to do something different. If you're not with your tour guide, so let's say you finish your tour, okay? So like me and Tommy, we did a 540 tour, okay? I wanted to do it early because I knew the tour was going to last about 3 or 4 hours, and then we were going to have the rest of the night to ourselves. Well, I was explained, and it was kind of a culture shock because I was used to years prior where I've done the RIP tour, where after you go with your tour guide through the RIP line, and then you're kind of just free after that to do whatever you want, you can still go through the RIP tour line as many times as you want. And each house for the event has one. So I was kind of shocked when they told me, hey, by the way, basically in a nutshell, if you're not with your tour guide, you have to go in with the express line. And sometimes the express line can get ridiculous. Like I remember one night, I think it was was it Friday night or Saturday night? We had, no, it was Saturday, because we had the unlimited express ticket, and basically that's kind of like RIP to a point, but without the valet parking, the buffet, which I'll get into right now, and some other perks. But basically, I think it was Exorcist, and it was the Stranger Things 4 house, and I think even The Last of Us, all three of those houses, because they're all on the lower lot, very popular, drew in huge crowds, still does. The express lines backed up like crazy. They really did. And again, I want to give a shout out to all the Universal staff working the event. I know you guys are trying your best. Just keep working hard. Keep doing whatever you can to just bring the best experience you can. And I have the utmost respect for you guys, because I've been going to the event since 2016, and I have total respect for you guys. I really do. So basically on the lower lot, those three houses exist: The Exorcist, Stranger Things 4, and The Last of Us. So the express lines can get ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie about that. They get really bad. So I was kind of shocked with the RIP tour that we couldn't go through the RIP line multiple times after our tour guide left. So towards the end of the night, I got stopped by a team of Universal staff that does surveys. So I did a survey, and one of the questions was, how can we make your experience a little bit better? I said, well, I would hope in the next couple years, even next year, that anyone that does the RIP tour line or RIP tour period, after their tour is done, they could just use the RIP tour line on all the houses as much as they want. Because like I said, I was walking around all three nights, and once it hit around 10:30 at night, basically the lines were, there was no one in the RIP tour line. So it was a little frustrating that I had this really nice RIP tour badge on Thursday night, and this was at 10:30, and me and Tommy couldn't go through it. So I expressed my concern with it. I said, well, if it's abandoned and no one's going through it after 10:30 because all the tours are done, then why won't they let people that have the badge go through it? Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the staff on some of the houses, not all of them, some of the staff on some of the houses did let us go through the RIP tour line, even without our guides. So I don't know if there's mixed signals on that. I'm hoping that Universal corrects that problem. I don't know if Orlando has that problem. I'm hoping they don't. Obviously, they're a bigger theme park, so they can spread things out a lot better. But getting back to what I was saying before, with all the benefits you can get, so far you get valet parking, which is comped. You get a really cool, like I said, really cool badge with this really cool lanyard. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Yeah, it's kind of twisted here. Well, trying my best here, but yeah, really cool. And I have several of them from over the years. You get to keep that as a souvenir. Then you go to the Moulin Rouge, which is in the Parisian courtyard area, just before you hit Super Silly Funland, which is a little mini water park for the kids and whatnot during hot days. Anyway, they have a exclusive restaurant for VIP, RIP guests, and it's an hour-long buffet. You can eat inside if you want. You can eat outside on this very nice patio that overlooks the whole theme park and the whole valley and whatnot. It's very beautiful. Also, during RIP, during Halloween Horror Nights, you have a cash bar, and the cash bar, which is honestly really cool, because you have your own private bar. There's no line. Get all the uh, alcoholic drinks all you want. Obviously, you have to pay for them. I wish you get like one or two free, but you know, I guess that won't happen in the near future. But you get that. You spend an hour chowing down as much food as you can. They have drinks there, waters, sodas, lemonade, tea, coffee. They have all of it there. So after that, then your tour guide basically takes you on a tour of the houses. And a lot of times the tour guides will actually go in the houses with you, which is pretty cool. There's this one tour guide. I don't know if he's going to watch this video or has watched any of my videos yet, but anyone that's going to Halloween Horror Nights, there's this guy, Victor. Victor, I have to give a shout out to you, man. He is one of the best tour guides I've had. And I've had him actually, I believe, twice for the RIP tour. And the guy is absolutely amazing. He also does the VIP tour during the day on certain days. But if you want an awesome tour guide, when you call to book it, request Victor. Victor is the man. So on Thursday, when we went on the first night of the event, Victor took us around. One of the first things we did after checking in, getting our badge and whatnot, we went upstairs to the VIP tour lounge, and they had bottles of water and whatnot. Then after a little bit, our tour guide, Victor, got all of us that were going to be in this tour all together, and he was explaining some of the stuff and whatnot. So that was kind of cool. And I thought that was really something to be very proud of in a way, because he didn't have to do that. That's something that I'm particularly happy about, that he was able to do. And some of the things he was just explaining, hey, we're going to be hitting the buffet first, because our tour was at 5:40. So with our tour being at 5:40, he's like, let's go eat, and we'll spend an hour there, then we can go hit the houses. So that's exactly what we did. We ate at the Moulin Rouge for an hour, then we booked it, and we went through Harry Potter. It wasn't dark yet, so I don't think they had the Death Eaters out. They might have. I can't remember offhand because it wasn't dark enough yet. But we had to walk through Hogsmeade, and at the very end of Hogsmeade, they have these big wooden doors. They open it, and it goes kind of to the backstage area, and goes down to a little parking lot where Curious George's. There's a parking area right there that Universal uses for staging and wherever else they put in there. Well, that's where the first two houses were. It was Chucky, and it was Universal Monsters. And so we walked through the houses, and I again, with the RIP tour, one of the things you can totally expect from the RIP tour is, if you go early enough, like we did at 5:40, or even there was a tour even earlier at 5:20, you're going to get some of the best scares. I'm not going to lie to you about that. You're going to get some of the best scares, because when you're walking with your tour guide and you're flashing this and they scan, they will hold the general admission line and the express line for a little bit, and they'll let the group they just let in, they'll have us wait, the RIP tour wait about maybe 2-3 minutes, and then they'll let us in so we can get the scares, we can get the experience and whatnot. So that's another reason why to get the RIP tour at Universal Studios Hollywood. because all the tour guides that I've had over the years, including Victor, they're awesome at what they do. They're totally awesome. They know everything you need to know about the event, and it just overall is just great. I have zero complaints on any of that. So going back to that, Universal doesn't have um, it doesn't have special effects anymore, and it doesn't have animal actors. They got rid of that. And if you've watched any of my videos or any videos from other YouTubers like Theme Park Wizard, Five Fires, the Theme Park Obsession, you name it. Pretty much all the YouTubers by now have filmed a video. JP Land 21 has a video as well. That those buildings that used to hold two shows, special effects was the main one for Halloween Horror Nights. Those buildings are gone. They're building a massive roller coaster on that side of a hill. So they decided to bring a new show featuring the Purge at the Waterworld stage. And if you saw my video in person, it was absolutely incredible. Just the pyrotechnics, just the actors, just the whole atmosphere was absolutely amazing. And one of the things I do have to say about Universal is, especially in Hollywood, this year alone, and I don't think anybody would disagree with me on this, they have one of the biggest merch lines I've ever seen for Halloween Horror Nights. They have tons of merch, from Hello Kitty to Chucky to Universal Monsters to Stranger Things to Exorcist to The Last of Us. I have never seen so much merch in my entire time of going to the event. So I'm very happy there is so much merch that you can choose from. And in previous years, I kind of felt like the merch was kind of small and dim, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever. But it's just one of the same. It was kind of weird being there. I had a buddy that I work with, Concert Life. He posted, this year was awesome. All the houses were great. They were. They definitely were. One of the things I'm hoping, like I said earlier, though, I hope they fix the express line, because there were times, like I said, on all three mazes on the lower lot, Stranger Things, Exorcist, The Last of Us, the express line was longer than the actual general admission line, which was absolutely crazy. So I'm hoping they fix that problem. I don't know if Universal made just a mistake on, selling too many tickets for Express, which is more than possible. I'm not sure, so I'm hoping they address that problem. But anybody that likes music, concerts, definitely follow Concert Life SD. He's a great guy. I work with him. He has a lot of amazing content, so definitely check him out on YouTube. But it's kind of crazy to think about, though, how congested the park has been. Other YouTubers have talked about it in the last couple days, how crazy the lower lot has been. Because compared to Hollywood, Universal Hollywood compared to Orlando, Hollywood's small. It's an active movie lot. Orlando, yeah, they have some sound stages for filming, but they have a whole bunch of room. So that's where the problem becomes. And And I know a lot of people got frustrated. Some of the houses, I think Stranger Things shut down multiple times. I think The Last of Us shut down multiple times. People were frustrated. I just want to say that Universal Hollywood, they're trying their best. So please don't be mad at them in the moment. They're trying to do what they can so everyone can experience all the houses. They can experience everything that is necessary. So, um, when it comes time to, uh, you know, for people to experience it, they want the best experience for everybody. I'm going to actually share a video right now. Let's see if I can. Let's see if it's going to be actually nice to me. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, now it's being nice to me. So we're gonna check a video out here. Let's see. Trying to. I'm gonna play this video. This is one of the ones I just posted the other day. Basically, I put it together. It's gonna show some things that you can kind of get a little bit of the gist of the RIP tour. So let's play that. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I want to show something real quick. This is part of the RIP tour experience. Black Phone with his van and the balloon. That was only exclusive. That was actually after Jupiter's Claim walking through the Nope set. They actually brought us around, and that scene there was only exclusive for RIP tour. That's a photo op. And it was pretty cool because it's exclusive. No one gets to do it. Only RIPs. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so another thing which was available to everyone, obviously, and it blew up on social media, it blew up on YouTube, was the mere fact that we had the animatronics, the actual animatronics. These aren't, someone built in their garage or something. These are the actual animatronics from the Five Nights at Freddy movie coming out on October the 27th in theaters, and I believe on Peacock as well. These were really cool to see up close. I'm not even joking, because everyone has been super rumoring that a house based off of Five Nights at Freddy was going to come this year. I'm thinking with what the movie's going to generate, how much revenue it's going to get, the mere fact that we can literally go to Universal tomorrow, even right now, and go into the DreamWorks theater and see these things up close and personal that were actually in the movie. If that's not a marketing strategy right there, I don't know what is. This is one of the biggest things I've seen Hollywood or any theme park for a haunt event hint at. With them having those there, tell me if I'm wrong here, but this is a big Easter egg for us to get a house next year based off of Five Nights at Freddy. I honestly and truly believe that is the case. Comment down below if you think that's the case, because I do. A bunch of other YouTubers that I've talked to have said the same thing. if you haven't been to Universal yet, the either at Halloween Horror Nights or just Universal in general, and haven't been in the DreamWorks Theater lately, I highly recommend before Halloween Horror Nights is over, just take 5-6 minutes and go experience that, because though I don't believe those are covered up during the day, so you can see them during the day as well. So if you're a huge Five Nights at Freddy fan, I highly recommend you go see those, because it was absolutely incredible to see those. They also had what was it? They had the animatronic actual full size prop Megan doll. They had the costume from Black Phone from the Creeper. They had some other props as well, and this is all sponsored by Blumhouse Movies. So I just want to say that. There's the Megan. Black Phone. So that right there, some of those things like the Christmas thing I was just in with the Santa Claus, the photo op right there. That's at the end of the Terror Tram. So when you get offloaded off the trams, that's right there. So you could take a photo op. That's for everybody. It's not RIP exclusive. But one of the things is that badge. Not everyone gets that badge. You have to be you have to buy an RIP ticket. So if you're in the collectibles, not everyone gets that. So that's a cool souvenir to have. I personally think. But to jump back into the crowding situation, because I know that has been a horrendous issue from the very get. It gets packed down on the lower lot. It definitely gets packed. So I know Five Fires Mondo talked about it. I know I don't know if OG 55 talked about it. But it got packed the last couple horror nights. And one thing that I think I'm going to say that many other people have said, I think Universal next year needs to bring back the Metro sets. The Metro sets are absolutely necessary because of the crowding situation. Because this year and even last year with the weekend, it got packed. It really got packed. It got crazy, wall-to-wall people. And it was hard to move. It was hard to get around down there. One of the things that I wanted to say is dating or going back to when I did the survey at the end of the night on Thursday night when we were done with the RIP tour and just done with the night in general. One of the questions I was asked was, do you wish that Super Nintendo World was available to RIP tour guests? Just compared to just only being available for the people that bought the day and night combo ticket. And I said, well, yeah, I agree with that. RIP means that everything that the event is going to offer is included. Because when you're spending $400 or $500 on a RIP tour, that means you should have access to everything. And I mean everything, because I've been at Super Nintendo World that night, and it is a far different experience compared to doing it during the day. And so many other people would agree with me on that. So one of the things I'm hoping Universal will either do for this year's event or even next year's, but I'm hoping this year they'll allow um, RIP tour guests to go in the Super Nintendo World. I think that is fair. I think if anything, they should be allowed to do it. Why not? You're getting valet parking. You're getting an exclusive badge and lanyard that probably is not free to make. You're getting an hour-long buffet, your own cash bar, frequent front of the line, unlimited through all the houses, all the rides. Well, pretty much all the rides besides Super Nintendo World and Mario Kart. But I think Super Nintendo World needs to be part of the RIP tour, because you can't really call it the RIP tour if everything's not included. So I'm hoping Universal will correct that problem in the near future. That way, people that feel like they spent a lot of money, like I did, can enjoy everything. So that's something that I'm hoping they fix, because that definitely needs to be addressed. I think everyone would agree with me on that situation. And I'm going to show another short that I did. It's like a 16-second short that got a lot of reviews, just of the animatronics from the Five Nights at Freddy at the DreamWorks Theater. Yeah, I'm gonna show that so you guys can see it a lot more closely. So let's go ahead and play it. So as you can see, obviously they're giant robots. Now, again, I don't know if, quite frankly, if they are robots or they're suits, but this guy in particular looks like a robot, and you can see by his legs, so I highly doubt they have a person wearing that. But yeah, it was really cool to see those up close. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think on just the overall experience of the event? What are your comments? What are your concerns about the event? What would you like to see come next year? What situation could Universal do to make the experience better for everybody? Maybe you guys have already gone to the event this year. Maybe you haven't and you have some questions. I'm here to answer anything you have about Halloween Horror Nights, Universal in general. I'm here to answer that, because I want to give you the most information I can, because sometimes, and I've been one of those people, sometimes it could be very frustrating to call a theme park and you're on hold for, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. It's frustrating. Who in the heck wants to spend all their time on the phone, listening to boring music on a cycle, waiting for someone to come on the phone so you can talk to them, and half the time they have to go ask somebody else instead of talking to someone that's already been to the event, that can answer your questions. One of the things I can say right away, when I went on Saturday, which was the 9th, I could say that if anything at all, I will tell you the event opens at 7:00. I would say at least get there by 5:00. Without a doubt, get there by 5:00, because by the time you go through security and you get in line at the front gates, it's going to get so packed. I'm telling you. I don't know how many people watching have been to Universal, but if you guys know, You have the security just before you enter where the big giant globe spins, and then you get to the front gates. You have that parking area. It's called the Woody Woodpecker parking lot, and it's actually going to be turned into an on-site hotel. After all these years, Universal Studios Hollywood is bringing an on-site hotel to Hollywood that they desperately need, because the only two closest hotels right now that you can stay at that is walking distance is the Hilton and the Sheraton. But anyway, when I went there on Saturday, and me and Tommy, the guy I went with, we got there, I think it was around like 5:30, maybe close to 6 o'clock. And they had wraparound lines in the Woody Woodpecker area. And that was even just before you got to security. Once you even got through security, the lines were backed up all the way to where the globe spins. And it was just chaos. So I've talked about it on the channel before, that Universal is going through a massive transformation of the theme park out here in Hollywood. I know Orlando is getting Epic Universe, which is supposed to open in 2025 and hopefully give Walt Disney World a run for their money, which I'm thinking that it will. But out here in Hollywood, with two shows, animal actors, and special effects gone, those are two shows gone. They're building that massive roller coaster. But one of the things Universal is addressing, from what I understand, is the security area. They are actually going to copycat to a point what the Disneyland Resort is doing, where they have security at the parking structures, which is actually a good thing. But that means they're going to be enclosing City Walk, so you can't just walk in the City Walk anymore. That's going to be happening in the next couple years with the on-site hotel, which is getting built in the Woody Woodpecker area. It's going to make traffic flow to get into the theme park a lot easier, where you don't have security right there and a bunch of people are just standing around not knowing what to do. So I'm glad Universal is addressing that, because clearly it's a problem, it's an issue, and something needs to be addressed about that. So I'm glad Universal is doing that. But back to Halloween Horror Nights. Some of the food that was brought to the event. So they had Chucky's Barbecue, which is on the upper lot. And on the upper lot, where Hollywood Dine is, that's where Chucky's Barbecue was. It was the pulled pork mac and cheese. I have to say, it was actually pretty good. Let me see if I can find a picture of it, actually. And I'll show you what it looks like, because it was actually really cool to see in person. So let me see if I can pull that up. It's just, gotta love Google sometimes. Let's see. I'm trying to find it, and it's not being very nice to me at all. You know what? Let me see if Tommy has that video. Let me see. Let me go to his channel real quick, because I think he did a video on it, actually. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure. Okay, he. You know what? Let's talk about the Surfer Boy pizza. That's actually based off of the Stranger Things 4. So we're gonna watch his video. I've actually watched it myself. Again, he's a great YouTuber. he just hit 1,000 subscribers. So Tommy, if you're listening to this, keep up the hard work. You're doing great. You really are. So let me share the screen real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. So right here, let me go back. Kind of missed it. So they had these type of pizzas. They had a meat lover type pizza, a pineapple buffalo wings, and I can't really read that other one before you Denny pizza. Now Tommy tried it. He said it was okay. He is a food blogger. He does a lot of videos on food. He did say though that I think he tried the tropical dream punch. I could be wrong, but I heard that one was actually really good. So, but this is what it looked like on the lower line for Stranger Things.
I'm out here at Surfer Boy Pizza. I get the pineapple jalapeno. I'm not too sure. I'm hoping the pizza's not mid. One of the flatbread pizzas on the upper lot looks a little better than this, but I'm still gonna try it. Hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So that's what the pizza looked like. So I didn't try it personally myself, but Tommy said it was okay. But again, it's open for debate. Some people loved it. Some people said, it was okay. Some people hated it. But let's see what he thinks of it.
What's up? I finally got my food. I got the try before you deny pizza. I think it's the one 11 eats with pineapples and pepperoni and jalapenos. It looks pretty good. I just don't like thick crust pizza. That's just my preference. These are like thin because I fold it over. So I kind of made it smaller and I folded it over for myself. I have the pepperoni, the pineapple, and the jalapeno ready. So let's try it. It's actually better than I thought. Or maybe I'm just hungry. But the sweet from the pineapples mixed with the jalapeno and the pepperoni actually makes it taste really good. I didn't want to sit at the table outside, so I came to Jurassic Cafe. Found a booth. So I'm over here chilling, big chilling. Man, hey, this is pretty fire.
So Tommy thought it was good. To me, if I go back to the event, I will try it just to, give my honest review on it. Obviously, Tommy thought it was pretty good, and when you have kind of like the pineapple and the jalapeno, I'm not a jalapeno fan, but when you have that type of stuff, it kind of offsets, so it's kind of good. But let's see what else he's saying.
I was really skeptical on this, but I think 11's right. Pineapple on the pizza works.
So basically, he's saying he gave it a good review. Again, I haven't tried it, so I can't really say if it was good or not. But Tommy thought it was pretty good, and believe me, he's had some very interesting food. He's tried all sorts of food. You can see all of his videos, all his content on his page. But yeah, it again, the Surfer Boy pizza, it's a little small pizza, so if they, I think they cut it up for you, so it's 4 little small pieces. I don't know how much they charge for it, but again, I'll have to try it if I go back. But it's something like, do I do I really want to eat that? Maybe. Earlier in the night though, we were walking through Hogsmeade, and it was funny because the Three Broomsticks restaurant, which is normally packed, it was dead. So me and Tommy went in there. I got my fish and chips. Anyone that likes fish and chips, amazing. Anyone that likes butterbeer, it was fire. It was definitely fire. And that's something, again, all the restaurants and food places and whatnot, they're all open during the event. The only one that was kind of closed off to people was Super Nintendo World, and I'm sure Toadstool Cafe, because only the people that had the day and night combo were able to do that. And like I said earlier in the video, I'm hoping Universal corrects that problem and allows RIP tour guests to go through it. So that's something I'm hoping they do. Another video that I want to show of actually mine, that I personally liked. Let me see. Let me go through here. Post in the comments down below, how many of you like Stranger Things over, let's say, The Exorcist, or how many people? What was your favorite maze of this year in general? What was your favorite? That's what I want to hear down below in the comments. Because a lot of people had mixed feelings. A lot of people said, "Oh no, Stranger Things is great." Oh no, it wasn't great. Then there was The Last of Us. Everyone said The Last of Us was absolutely amazing. It was a house that was anticipated. Everyone had hypes for it and whatnot. So it was definitely something to look into. But I'm going to show the Terror Tram. I know it's been hated on for the last couple years, but let's take a look at it because I was actually pretty impressed by it. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to share the screen again. Let's see the Terror Tram. Here we go. Okay. Let's play the Terror Tram and see where we go from here.
To add another Spectrum Mobile line? You're already getting a great deal with Spectrum Mobile Unlimited at $29.99.
Of course, you gotta love these.
Now you can add more lines for the same price, $29.99 each. Spectrum Mobile.
Another commercial. Yeah, why not? Interesting commercial, I have to say. But okay, let's get to the actual thing here. Come on, YouTube. Be nice to me. Because doesn't want to load very well for whatever reason. See if I can pause it. And then play it again. There we go. There we go. For anyone that hasn't watched this, that is why I'm playing right now. It's giving issues. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't want to be nice. There we go. Now all of a sudden it wants to be nice.
Are you tired of feuds? Or are you sick of being stepped on, squashed, swatted, and sprayed? Then call the exterminators today and make your human problem go away. a pest.
So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but obviously you get the hint. My honest review of the Terror Tram this year compared to other years previous, I thought it was a lot better than previous years. I thought that John Murdy, who is the creative director, really put a lot of thought and time into it. So I'm kind of glad that they put the effort in, because the Terror Tram had a bad rap for years. I thought, and other people that I've talked to have thought. And I'm glad they really did that. My overall thoughts of the event, I think it's a great event. Like I said, I've been going since 2016. If you're someone out of state, like I said at the very beginning, someone out of state, someone in California, if you live in California, out of state, wherever, and you want to go to Halloween Horror Nights and you're afraid of the lines and not being able to do and experience everything, definitely consider going and doing the RIP tour. That way you're guaranteed to literally do everything at least once. And then after your tour guide is done for the night and you have the last 3 or 4 hours to yourself, hey, you want to go through Stranger Things a couple times, you want to go through Last of Us twice, you want to go on the Terror Tram, you could do that. The only stipulation on the Terror Tram, I think you can do express, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'll definitely have to look on that and see where we're at. But post in the comments down below if I didn't cover anything specifically that you wanted to ask. I'm usually pretty good about answering messages, so if there was something I didn't cover, post down below and I will answer it. I definitely will. And definitely check out TommyToon channel. I will post his YouTube link down in the description below after this live stream, because I'm going to try to do a Twitter stream either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I'm hoping to get some YouTubers on there, and we're going to break down even more on Horror Nights and what people thought and about the crowding issue, because I think that's a big problem, not only for people that were going to the event, but the Universal staff, security. They have the police department out there. It's just a major problem. So hopefully I'll be on Twitter live tomorrow, Twitter Spaces as they call it, with some other YouTubers, and we're going to break down, we're going to dive deep into it and see what Universal could do different, because there are always things people can do different. The other YouTuber that I want to give a shout out to is Concert Life SD. If you like concerts, definitely check out his channel. He's actually going to a concert tomorrow, and I don't want to spoil it. That's for him to post any videos from that concert, but it's a well-known band that he's going to, so definitely check out his channel. A couple other YouTubers I want to give a shout out to that have made my channel what it is today with just the content that I posted, the opportunity to be on other YouTubers' live streams and whatnot. The first one I want to give a shout out to is OG55. His full name is Orange Grove 55. I've been on his YouTube channel multiple times talking about Disney, Universal, Disneyland Forward. Definitely check out his channel. He has a lot of amazing content. He has a lot of great special guests that come on his channel. So definitely check out his channel. I'll post his link as well. Another YouTuber that I've collaborated with a lot, and he was actually one of my very first subscribers, was ThemeParkWizard. Ethan, he is a wonderful, and I mean absolutely wonderful YouTuber. He covers tons and tons of information about Universal Hollywood. And lately, he's been posting some really interesting content about markings in the Woody Woodpecker area that I was talking about earlier, where the on-site hotel is going to go. So definitely check out his content. He's been on top of not only the hotel construction that's going to be taking place, hopefully probably in the next couple months, if not into the new year. But he's been covering heavy on the Fast and Furious roller coaster construction and anything Universal. So definitely check out his channel. I'll leave a link down below. And for his channel, another one that I've been talking to, and I was on one of his live streams. I was also on his Twitter Spaces once or twice, was Five Fires Mondo. The guy, I have to say, by far is one of the most best YouTubers I've actually met, because he doesn't, he makes his content interesting. He goes to Disneyland, he goes to Universal, he goes to Knott's, he goes to Six Flags. He's done all sorts of content. He's been to Walt Disney World. He does Speculation Sunday with Danny as his co-host every Sunday. I have to say, with what he has going on in his life, with his new baby, which is absolutely adorable. He's actually had his kid on the live streams a couple times. I've actually talked to him in person, met him in person. The guy is just overall a class act. Every YouTuber I've named so far is just a class act, and I think that's one of the most important things about YouTubers, influencers, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, you got other social medias, Twitter, you got Snapchat, you got TikTok, whatever you're streaming from, whatever information you put out there for the general public. We're all a class act, and we try to do that, because not only does it build a great relationship between us YouTubers talking with each other, collaborating with each other, but it also brings that level to people that maybe are less fortunate, that can't go to the theme parks every week or every other week or every couple months, or maybe they can only go once a year. So I'm glad to be part of the YouTube family, to bring the information that I can bring for people that want to go to the theme parks, whether it's Universal Studios Hollywood or the Disneyland Resort. And I'm glad to bring that information to you. I'm glad to put content out for everybody because personally for me, it's a hobby of mine. I have a full-time job. You know, many people do, but this is something I like doing on my personal time. It's something I enjoy because I know that I'm putting the best content that I personally can out there. So I'm glad to do it. And I'm happy to keep doing it. So that's something that brings me joy and happiness as a hobby. And I'm glad to do it. But getting back to the YouTubers, there's been a lot of great YouTubers. JP Land 21 is another great one. I've met him in person. One of the YouTubers that I met that I was hoping to meet, and I did during the opening weekend of Super Nintendo World, was Fresh Baked or David from Fresh Baked. The guy is just a class act. He covers so much Disney content. He's just absolutely amazing what he does. I have to give him a round of applause because, you know, as much as, you know, he puts out there, you know, he speculates, and he kind of, when he does his videos, he does it in a way where he kind of opens your mind to what he's showing you, you know, and that's something I admire about David from Fresh Baked. Whatever video he's talking about, he actually, you know, he's not very black and white about it to a point. He actually adds that little bit of magic to it where it's kind of like what he's saying is there, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, well, you know, you can think beyond of what he's saying, what it could be, what could happen. And that's something I've always admired about David from Fresh Bake. So just all those YouTubers that I named, just absolutely incredible people. And I hope you guys, whoever is watching this live stream that hasn't followed any of those YouTubers, follow those YouTubers, because definitely it helps us all out in the end. You know, if we get the audience, you know, us YouTubers, influencers, we love putting the content out there. It's just something that we enjoy doing, and that's something that I hopefully can continue doing in the future. I haven't been to the theme park since early September, late August. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks I can go back. I'm probably going to go back to Universal first before I go to the Disneyland Resort. I know a lot of things are happening at the Disneyland Resort with the downtown Disney construction. Then you got Tiana's Bayou Adventure that replaced Splash Mountain. You got a bunch of scaffolding and scrim on the steamboat for Rivers of the America. They're just doing general maintenance on that. You got a lot of scrim and scaffolding in Tomorrowland where Space Mountain is, on the upper part of Space Mountain. I don't know if they're repainting it or what they're doing. Probably just repainting it. It's probably just gotten worn from the California sun and weather and whatnot. So they're probably just touching it up, repainting it. But again, I just want to say thank you to my fans. Thank you to everybody who has supported my channel, who has supported me. And again, all the YouTubers that I've talked to, that I've collaborated with, I am so thankful that we were able to make this happen. And I'm hoping, like I said, I'll have for future videos with these YouTubers. I'm still working with them because they have busy schedules as well, and we all get it. But if you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. I have a lot of amazing content, not just Halloween Horror Nights, but also from Universal in general, the Disneyland Resort. Check it out. And I would appreciate it because it helps me out to create more and better content. So definitely subscribe if you're not yet subscribing. I also posted in the description down below where you could follow my Instagram and Twitter accounts. I do post a lot of shorts and Instagram or photos from where I'm at that day. So definitely check out that. And again, everyone have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a very wonderful night.